I let my best friend stay in my apartment, and he stole it from me while I was in the hospital. You know what hurts the most? Not the betrayal, not even the loss. It's the fact that I saw it coming and still let it happen. My name is Eric. I'm 33, and this is the story of how my best friend, the guy I grew up with, trusted like a brother, and literally gave shelter to, stole the roof from over my head. And no, that's not a metaphor. He actually took my apartment. Let's go back. I've known Jason since we were 12. Same school, same street. We played video games together, skipped class together, got in trouble, and covered for each other every time. He was wild, reckless, but he was also loyal. Or so I thought. I went to college. Jason didn't. He bounced between jobs, tried sales, crypto, even ran a food truck for a while, but nothing ever stuck. He'd get excited, dive in full force, and then it would all fall apart. Still, I was doing okay. I got my degree, landed a steady IT job, and after a few years of saving, bought a small but decent apartment in the city. 1 bedroom, nothing fancy, but it was mine. A year ago, I got sick. Not a cold, not the flu, something real, something terrifying, appendicitis, severe, complicated, and right before New Year's. What should have been a 2-day hospital stay turned into 3 weeks. I had complications, infections. They had to reopen me. Twice. I was weak, alone. My family lived out of state. My girlfriend and I had just broken up. And Jason showed up. He visited every day, brought me snacks, cracked jokes, streamed stupid movies on his phone just to cheer me up. One night, I was in so much pain I cried, and he just sat next to me, holding my hand like we were kids again. I remember thinking, God, I'm so lucky to have him. About a week into my hospital stay, he brought up an idea. Look, your apartment's just sitting empty, right? My landlord's kicking me out for being late again, just for a few weeks. I'll keep the place clean, feed your fish. You won't even notice I was there. I hesitated. I mean, sure, he was my best friend, but Jason and responsibility didn't usually go hand in hand. Still, I was on meds, groggy, and honestly, I didn't want him to be out on the street. So I said yes. Just don't break anything. He smiled. Scout's honor. That was my first mistake. Weeks passed. I finally got discharged. I texted Jason I'd be home in 2 days. He didn't reply. I figured he was busy, but when I got home, my keys didn't work. I tried again. Same result. Then I noticed something on the door, a sticker from a locksmith company. That sinking feeling? I felt it in my bones. I rang the bell. Jason opened the door, half a crack. He looked different, nervous, like a guy caught in a lie and trying to stall. Hey, what are you doing here? I just stared at him. What do you mean, what am I doing here? This is my apartment. He stepped out, closed the door behind him, wouldn't even let me see inside. Listen, there's something I gotta tell you. But not here. Let's go grab a coffee. I should have walked away right then, but I didn't. We sat in the diner down the block, and he dropped the bomb. While I was in the hospital, half conscious and on morphine, he convinced me to sign some emergency paperwork. He said it was about power of attorney, bills, something to help manage stuff in my absence. It wasn't. It was a quitclaim deed, giving him ownership of the apartment. He forged witnesses, fake notarization, and somehow, don't ask me how, got it filed. I couldn't believe it. You stole my home. He shrugged. Look, I didn't plan it like this, but things happened. I needed stability. You weren't doing well. I thought you might not even make it. I stood up, shaking, furious. So your solution was to take everything from me? He didn't answer, just looked down. I went to the police. They said it was a civil matter. I went to a lawyer. He said I had a case, but it'd take months, maybe years, and cost tens of thousands to undo. Meanwhile, Jason was living in my home, sitting on my couch, watching my TV, feeding my fish. For weeks, I couch surfed. Friends, hotels, even spent 2 nights in my car. I filed every complaint I could, challenged the deed, started a legal battle. And you know what the worst part was? People took his side, his sister, mutual friends. They said I was being dramatic, that I had no proof he tricked me, that maybe I did sign it willingly and regretted it later. I felt crazy, gaslit, alone, but I didn't give up. I dug. I found surveillance from the hospital. I got testimony from the nurse who witnessed Jason slipping papers under my hand. I subpoenaed the notary stamp. It was fake. It took 5 months. 5 brutal, Exhausting, expensive months. But in court, the judge ruled in my favor. Fraud, forgery, criminal intent. Jason was evicted, charged, and now faces trial.as for me. I got my apartment back, but it doesn't feel like home anymore. Everything smells different. There are holes in the wall. My books are gone. Even my dog seems unsure. Jason broke more than laws. He broke trust. He broke history. He broke me. But not completely. I've since changed the locks, cleaned the place top to bottom, started therapy, bought a new couch, and every time I walk past the mirror, I remind myself, never again, never ever again. Because if betrayal teaches you anything, it's that not all monsters hide in shadows. Some borrow your charger, some call you bro, some hold your hand in the hospital, while stealing the deed to your home. Moral of the story: loyalty means nothing to a man who sees kindness as weakness, and trust, once broken, should never be given back, not even if you've known him since you were 12.